I'm on my phone. Hello, amigos. Welcome. Look at that soulful stuff, man. Are you?
Yo, well, that's an awesome intro that we could come to conclude with tonight, because as we begin this mastermind hangout, we discuss the creative collaborations that we're able to enjoy cross nations, cross states, cross galaxies, because here we are tonight very grateful that we can be together. So I'm sitting here with Carlos Cabrera, and he's in Chicago. I'm in San Francisco, just north of San Francisco, up in the Bay Area here in California, and we're putting on this old creatives hangout for you guys to come and enjoy and relax and understand that there's something magical going on. There's something different. There's something weird. And we're going to get into not just tips, hints, tricks, strategies that creatives, producers, musicians, artists, entrepreneurs can do to build their brand online. We're not just going to go into the kind of strategies that could possibly maximize your production force. We're not even...
If you are willing to work for it, though, right?
Of course. Of course. We'll be going over all of this, but there's something deeper that I want to get to tonight with you, to continue transforming the way that we build teams and we collaborate with one another, to continue to transform and reinvigorate the way that we influence the planet positively, massively. And,
hey, James?
You know, we might even
I'm on my phone right now because the internet cut out. I'm going to hop on my laptop really quick.
That's brilliant, Carlos, dude. You can be here on your phone. You can be here on your laptop. You can... it's so awesome that we're just able to share in all these different ways. Cool. See you in a second, Carlos. So, it's just you and me now.
There we go. Oh! Back on my laptop. Hey, James, dude, isn't it pretty rad that we just met like 2 weeks ago in Vegas?
I know. We just met like 2 weeks ago in Vegas, and okay, so the moment when I saw you, you had this like keytar like strapped around you, and I like
wait,
just shocked.
Wait, isn't that like 80 little keytar like guitar looking piano thing?
Right. I saw Carlos with this keytar strapped around.
This thing?
Yes.
It's actually the only thing I brought to Chicago, because after Vegas, I just decided to move to Chicago. You know, I didn't know how I was gonna do it, but I had the vision, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna take my baby Sophia to Vegas, and then I didn't know I was gonna go to Chicago, but I just went. I didn't go back to Decatur. Why? It wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. People were trying to pull me from my dream, and I knew that if I would have gone to Decatur, this very like positive mindset, all this positive feeling that I got from Vegas event, there was a big chance that, you know, it would have like, it would have dimmed like the light, you know, it would have dimmed. Somebody actually told me from the network, you know, be careful when you go back home, because the negative forces that you've had, you know, whether it be people trying to pull my dreams or people like putting me down, whatever, it's gonna be there. So, you know, I said, you know what, I'm gonna start fresh. I'm gonna start a new life. A new life where I don't know many people. And in these 7 days, dude, it's almost like I attracted like the right people in my life, man. Beautiful people, man. Beautiful, positive people that believed in me more than I believed in myself. That believed in me more than people in in where I used to live, for 10 years. These 7 days have been like more of a blessing than the 10 years back home in a small town, man. It's just crazy. I'm just like so happy right now. And all that I'm doing right now, to be honest, I owe it to James, I owe it to my mentor Desmond, everybody in Empower for like instilling that belief in me. The first time in my life that I felt like I had that self-worth, because people beat you down, like you end up kind of believing it. Like I was like, I never really thought I had any talents or I was worth anything, because I realized people were just using me for what I did. And people in power, they like what I do, but more than anything, they like you as a person, and that to me means the world to me.
That's so key, what you were just saying about getting around the right people and in the environment that is suited for you. And it's interesting how we have these stories more and more that people get involved with our network and begin connecting with us. That the experience is something that can only sometimes be described as magical, right? Most people don't even understand that word, but it's that transformational quality that is just above your current perception when you start having these realizations that you are bringing the right kind of people into your life. You're magnetizing to them simply just by being positive and being yourself, and stopping the negative mindset, stopping the plan Bs, the like, oh, I can't do it. I need to go get a job and do this and that sort of thing. But when you have like a decision, when you have that mindset that just like shifts, and you yourself know that this is my path, I'm going to be a musician, or I'm going to tell this story, or I have this mission to like clue into my life, that's when you start just like resonating, because you know it, you've decided that, you know that this is your path and this is true. And as you begin like resonating this like musical abundant energy that just like just starts sparkling around you, it's like you become something that's like a star, right? Is what they call it, a star. You become a star. And what do stars do? They have this such immense gravity in them that they just like start creating this like whirlpool of energy around them, and all of these people just like begin getting sucked in towards you because of the warmth, the light, the beauty, the information that you share and provide. And it's like each of the people on this, that come and become a part of this network and begin telling their stories, begin sharing their songs, begin sharing what it is that they're passionate about. Those are the people, and maybe, not right away, maybe it takes some time, or maybe it happens in 30 days, or maybe it happens in 2 weeks, or maybe it's like, a 7-day story, just like you explained, where all of a sudden it's like, and maybe you already are a star. Maybe that's why you're watching this, is because either Carlos or myself is like seeing you acting like a star, and we're like, hey, star child, come and get involved, because you need to be appreciated by more and more people. Because what's some of the biggest problems about what we do, about what you do, about your brilliance, about your beauty, is that not enough people know about it. And you can play the most awesome show, whether you're a musician, whether you're a storyteller in theater acting, or if you're making a movie, or even if you just have a product that you want to bring to people. And it can be the most brilliant, awesome product. It can be the most, the song could be actually made by like angels in heaven, and it can be played on like angel hairs, like, with the ocean actually, like, the guitar could be made out of seashells or something, and it could be the most awesome, most beautiful, heavenly song on earth. But there's only like 2 people watching you or something in the whole concert venue. But you take that, you do that, and it has all of your passion and your soul in it, and you put it up on the internet, and you publish it using our our publishing platform and our syndication strategies, and slowly, it starts going out through the networks, and slowly, maybe faster for some, you'll see start waves of audience start trickling in, and there's a trickling in of more and more people understanding your value, and seeing your content and realizing that you're brilliant and you have gifts to shine and share with people, and people start appreciating that, and they start liking it, sharing it, and commenting it, and then this trickle turns into a flow, and this flow.
James,
Yeah.
do you think that anybody has the capacity to do like what we're doing?
I believe something that's a little weird, and something a little dangerous, and something that maybe most people aren't comfortable hearing, and um, that's that answer is no. I don't think everyone can do this.
What does
And
it take, and what differentiates the people that actually do it and the people that don't?
it takes making a decision. It takes being confident and sure of yourself. And I believe that like everyone has this superpower in them. Everyone has this ability in them. I look at anyone and I say, like, I will work with you, and I can lift you up, and I can bring you into stardom, and give you all of the hits and views and fame and money that you could ever wish for and dream for. And having that attitude for a few years as I've been working with people in this network is that it doesn't always work, because there's people out there that are waiting for something else to happen to them, and it's a discovery process where you actually like look inside yourself and you discover something and you have a moment of realization. Maybe it's you're reacting something. Maybe your car broke down and you finally decide that you actually do need the extra money. Or maybe it's you went to your job and your boss told you to do something that you just hated, and you decided that you never wanted to work for a boss again. Maybe you realize that you're in a relationship, and maybe your wife is pregnant, or you're pregnant, and you all of a sudden have to realize that you want to be home with your children and you want to be able to provide for them. Something in the universe happens that you react to, that gives you that moment of realization where you have to make a resolution that you are going to follow your dreams and you're going to follow your passions no matter what. Because as much as I believe, and I'm sure you believe, and because we've had these moments of realizations ourselves, doesn't everyone have these realizations? Isn't everyone going to follow their passion and follow their dreams? But what we forget is there's so many people out there that have been beaten down verbally by family, by systems, by friends, by yourself, that has told you, this isn't possible. Like, I'll never be able to like have a brand for myself. I'll never be able to tour shows, and like, no one's ever gonna listen to my music, or no one's ever gonna show up for my concert, or whatever the negative mindsets that you've been beating yourself up with. There is a moment where maybe it's because you're on a Hangout with us now, and you're talking with us live, that you're doing some soul searching within yourself and coming to a conclusion where you're like, you know what? I have been like, holding myself back. I have been like keeping myself from getting to that next other level. And what is that? Is it yourself that's holding you back? Is it your family? Is it these systems? Because the reason why we get together on these hangouts, and why we have this network of all of these different leaders and masterminds and creative geniuses, is because so often we're in our towns. We see the same people every day. We go to work with the same people, and a lot of people have the same mindsets, the same thinking. So what happens when you're just transplanted over to another universe, and then all of a sudden there's another leader talking, and he has the results that you're looking at creating, right? What are some of these results that you can think of, Carlos? Like Toby and Layla, for example. They're able to produce their album and tour around the nation while having a family, right? To me, those are just like a couple of rock stars that I endeavor to myself to be to be like, and
They definitely used this network, to the fullest like advantage. They definitely took advantage of everything that this has to offer. You can join, but it's not like magic. You have to be dedicated and have the work ethic and the discipline, to stay consistent about what you're doing. You can't. It's not just gonna be like throwing magic dust and it's just gonna happen. There's a lot that goes within it, and if you had any tips, for what it takes to actually have success and see results, what would you say?
yeah. So what is it? I actually got 8 tips. I think is what I put in the email headline, and then I
Perfect.
think the picture said 10 tips. So I was like, all right, about the other extra bonus tip. Um, and maybe this is a good time for me to actually like do a screen share and show some of my mentors and kind of what inspired me, or you know, uh, just like share these words of wisdom with you. Sure, I'll tell you like exactly what you need to know, because you get in, you've made the commitment, the decision. You're like, all right, I'm gonna follow my passion. I'm gonna follow my dreams. Like no matter what, like I believe that this is why I'm like put here on this earth. It's to go after this cause. It's for this belief. And my belief was I wanted to tell a story. It was as simple as that. I studied music and theater my whole life. I never went to a real high school. I only went to a school for artists. And before that, I just did independent learning. Independent learning my whole life, which was great. I could just read the books that I wanted to read, and I did like skateboard for physical education. And then I went into the school to do theater and music because you need to be in a group to practice theater and music. But all of my other, like I studied science fiction and I studied the future actually more than I studied history of the past. Um, a lot of it was through independent learning and just working with independent mentors. And when I went to university, I finally transferred to the University of Santa Cruz to study acting and directing and writing. And as I graduated from those courses, you, as a bachelor in Bachelor of Arts in Theater Arts, the big new department they were opening up was the Digital Arts and New Media building. And so they were like fusing the Theater Arts department with Digital Arts and New Media. They're like, everything is going to be like digital right now. And
Nice.
so we were learning how to take our theater practices and what we would do with digital media with that. So I was kind of one of the first levels of my class were brought into this digital media world. So when I graduated, I was like, all right, digital media, that's what we're going to go after because that's the secret, right? So I actually went to work at a digital media factory, which was a conglomerate of about 11 different movie producers. And I started off as an intern there, and then I began leading the intern program, teaching them digital media, teaching them about Adobe, teaching them how to use cameras. And then I became a personal assistant with a couple of the different film companies there. And their idea was to separate from the main studio and build their own green digital media sustainable studio. And their plan was to get their own network, like a cable television network sponsored by Coca-Cola, and we were going to have a traditional television network and broadcast all of our films through there. That wasn't really working out for them for a number of reasons, and I'll tell you why. I was there as a force to share with them how we could do it on the internet. how we could actually bring this idea of having a broadcast station, producing all of our media. We have music shows, television shows, and not even needing to be sponsored by Coca-Cola and having our own TV network, but just doing it live like this. So guess what? Like, 2 or 3 years later, we're broadcasting live on the Empower Network on, sanlacrux.com is my domain where you can be seeing this ad, and Carlos has his own domain, and we're proving them wrong. This network has generated over $144 million in sales off of one info movie that has been shared around with a ton of other content, right? And we've just having these pages, these contexts, these showcases, this theater. It's just exploding into this revolution. So a lot of my mission and my story to be there for artists, be there for the creatives, and share with them, how they can be successful going online. Because when I got started, I would get 2 customers, right? Just 2, but broadcasting them times that by 10, so then it was 20, and it just compounds from there. And those results can be yours, or they can be typical or non-typical, or you can see our income disclosure for the full details. But it wasn't all rosy peach-colored ice cream. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Carry on.
Well, I was just gonna talk about the Dark Night of the Soul and what happened, because those producers that I was working with, the whole film studio, right? We didn't have Empower Network back then. We didn't have this capabilities of the internet and what we could do with digital media. There was no proven formula back then, or at least it was just getting started. It was 2011, so Empower Network was just beginning, but we didn't know about it then. So that whole mini little studio there with all those artists, all our dreams and everything, it just compounded. All of the cameras are sold, studios sold, everything's gone, right? And I was high and dry. I ended up losing my home, had to be separated from the people that I cared about. I was living in a tent, still working on my script, being this is gonna be the movie that is gonna transform all of global consciousness, and totally believing that, and scrounging around for coins to get into a coffee shop to get an espresso, just to hang out for the day and use their internet. But that's when transformations hit. Things it's like you get struck by lightning, and it's all of a sudden you find the answer. I started reading a book that explained to me business of the 21st century, and I started learning about business for the first time in my life. I've just been an artist, complete creative my entire life, and then all of a sudden I was business, what? That's for the other people. I don't do business. I just it's creativity. We have fun. You're gonna come to my show, right? No clue about marketing. I was wait, it's the marketers that make all the money? I was how is that? So I actually went. I got a grant, and I went back to school to get my master's in sustainable business and living. And I went to a really weird school where we practiced yoga and meditation. And as I was practicing meditation in this dome, actually it was when my first commission notification came in from my blog, which was pretty exciting, because I was learning this. I was dude, I'm going to be the master yogi. I'm just going to meditate and blog, and just customers are going to come in. And it started working. I got a whole bunch of customers right off the bat. I got super
So wait,
cocky.
wait, you're getting paid. You're getting paid to just write a blog, or
Yo, yo,
how does that
yo.
work?
This is so. This is that was the story to kind of lead up to give you a little background. About my passion of like filmmaking and music, and know that I like studied for my master's in business, and that I do like weird stuff like meditate and do yoga and stuff. So now you want the tips now, right?
Yeah, we want the juicy details here.
Yeah. Well, the like 8 essential tips that like y'all have to focus on, right? I don't know if I'll get through all 8 of them, or if you'll get the
Pay
other.
attention, amigos. Should they grab something to write with or a notebook?
Oh man, I mean, if you wrote this down, you would be genius because then you could like remember it and refer back
Because
to
I
it.
know I'm always thinking about music and stuff. I'm on my computer
Like,
writing notes.
okay, well, check it out. Okay, so I'm gonna give you 8 tips. I'm gonna give you a tip for each note in the octave, right? Because I understand everything as music, so when I look at like when I'm trying to like remember these tips, because it's just 8 things that you got to focus on to really just be successful here. We're getting a little deep here. Some people they'll just give you the magic 3. You all know about the 3 easy steps for this and whatnot. We're gonna give you 8 of them, and I memorized these 8 because I know there's 8 notes in a scale in an octave, right? And if you're a musician, then you can memorize 8 notes in the octave, right? The scale, so you can memorize this. And I don't know if I'm going to get through all of them with you. But I'm gonna begin, and then if we have to go a little bit later, we might get onto like another inner circle storytelling hangout where like we go into like the deep secrets of really what it takes um, to get the other type of income in this. So the first thing is like what I did is I realized I had to plant a seed. This is like your root note. This is like your home. This is like your tonic, right? So understanding your tonic is like what are you planted in? What are you growing? What is it that you are all in invested in that you're just utterly and completely passionate about? This is your one. This is your home. This is your tonic. So for me,
I love how you're explaining it, man.
right. So your root, your tonic. This is what you're all in for. You know, this is your seed that's going to grow. If this is being fully invested in your education, in your knowledge and information that is what it is that you're going to succeed. If this is your business that is going to blossom and explode and transform into brilliant fireworks of light, right? This is being all in and fully devoted and committed to what it is that you're going after. So for me, this is like I have a combination of 2 things. I am the owner of the global independent film company.com and also empowermentoringcrew.com. So I'm a Gemini, so I walk the path of duality. So for me, I balance these 2 things. So I have all of the creative people that I help out with the film company, and then I do all of my like personal mentoring with the Empower Mentoring crew. So I'm all in both of these 2 hands and fully devoted and committed to doing this. So I would recommend, for you guys to be all in as well and be fully devoted and committed to your path, your goal, your light that you're shining, and be all in with this, with committing to your education and your information, because that more than anything else is going to be what serves you your ability to fully embody your passion, right? Um, so number 2, tip of the day, um, this has to go into your creativity. Now, do you know anything about about the chakras, Carlos?
Chakras?
Yeah, Yeah, do you know what those are?
The name rings a bell, but I'm not. You're gonna have to refresh my memory, man.
All right. Well, chakras are an ancient system of knowledge, metaphysical wisdom, sort of esoteric, um, that ancient gurus and sages have used from throughout the ages to be able to comprehend the known universe, right? To understand our bodies, to understand how we can cure different wounds, how we can also gain total and complete knowledge of these different aspects. So there's 7 chakras, and it's just convenient that there's also 7 notes in the musical scale. So one of the things that I do is I compare the musical scale to the chakra system,
Awesome.
just for giggles, you know. And we add
Musicians can relate, so that's really good. They might
musicians
remember with the scale.
to relate. So this is
Didn't
also
they have to? Did they have to transpose it to every key?
Yo, if you take this knowledge of the chakras and um, uh, envelop it into your musical compositions, you will find a distinct way that you're able to work with your audience. In that, as you begin playing, your audience might just start to shift moods, and you will actually be able to control the experience that your audience has, knowing this. So I'm giving you some business information here to help you build your brand better online, and I'm also giving you some musical information to help you transform audiences around the world a little bit deeper. But this is some inside information. So this is only information that I would share with members only. So you have to be a member at least at the most basic core level with the viral blogging system, using the call out to brand station to blog about your passion, right? So core tip number 2 is blog daily, right? So we say produce content daily. So every day, if you're a musician, write a song, publish it, and hit that button that makes it go public. See, it's not blogging. It's not publishing if you make a recording and you don't share it with anyone. So our practice here, and what's going to make you the most successful, and that all of our mentors and leaders agree, is publish something every day. Be
Consistency,
going
right?
public in front of an audience. Yeah, what's that?
Consistency.
Consistency.
Fortunately for most musicians, well, I would hope, they have that work ethic and discipline with the practice. So it's like, for me, I had to learn to transfer that discipline that I had for piano practicing hours a day, whatever, and transfer it over to this business, right? Because to succeed,
Right.
you have to stay consistent and have a work ethic.
I remember when I was at an event, and I was actually making videos with Toby Black in Chicago. Actually, is where it was, and I met Arthur Tubman, and we were shooting some videos and doing some production together in this private studio that we rented out there after the event. And I remember Arthur turned to me, and we were talking about, what does it take to really be successful in this business? And Arthur has made, over $1 million doing branding stuff on the internet. And he was like, it takes 3 things: consistency, commitment, and conviction.
What's that
Because
like?
to be consistent, you can show up and you can blog every day and you can publish something about your brand, about what you're doing, about the story and the things that you're creating and the love that you have to share. And you can tell yourself that you're fully committed and you're all in and I'm going to do it. But if you don't have conviction with it too, people are going to tell, and they're just going to be turned off by it. So it's really those 3 things, being fully committed with conviction as you're being consistent. So when I was in Santa Cruz and I was learning about all this digital media stuff, and and getting involved with starting to build brands online. And I was just doing, I was learning a bunch of web stuff and camera stuff and how to make good videos. But at night, like during the weekend, what was I doing? I was just going to like mad crazy parties. And I actually want to share with you a couple of my favorite musicians who inspired me, who has been using this medium of blogging to just massively like explode their career. So if you're a little hesitant, like, what's this blogging business? Like, why are you telling me to do that? Like, can I just like put up flyers everywhere and tell people about my show? Well, here's a clue for you. I'm gonna show you some of my favorite people who happen to be from my hometown in Santa Cruz, Bay Area, actually. Um, so this is Il Gates, and this is his blog, and he was a big contributor to my happiness and joyful fun times. Going to
I could
parties.
just tell by this, by his picture. I was like, that's the kind of guy I'm gonna hang out with.
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, just check out like what he does with his blog. So he has his home. He's got free music, tour dates, merchandise, and music tools. So first thing you can check out, he's got awesome like artwork on here. You can download all these different types of like free music, and look actually how it is. 1 out of 4 are like free songs. So it says free music, and you get down here and you're like, yeah, free music. And then 1 out of 4 is actually free. So one you can download right away. The other ones it says get it now, which will lead you to like a buy now, stuff. So how does he make, all his money? Well, I'll get to that in just a little bit. But then we get like tour date information. So now we know, like, we got all of the information, right? Buy tickets right here. You go online to buy tickets. I don't know where anyone else goes to buy tickets. If you're trying to like sell tickets on Facebook or what are you trying to do, but your blog is like your home base. That's like your dealio. That's where like people see you as your expert. And this is like the next level, right? So he upsells. So it's not just free music. It's not just he's not just selling his album. He's not just selling his tickets to his events. He actually has all these like music tools that he sells, and this is actually where he makes like most of his money is on these other tools, and then he sells training to go, how to use it. So all of this, I don't know if you use Ableton Live and stuff, but he does all of the training on like Ableton Live and like these other awesome music creation softwares and tools. So that's a little hint that like selling your music and like doing shows and stuff is awesome. That's what your culture is all about. That's what your community is all about. And now in today's world, a lot of the where the real money is through these sponsorships and working with tools and training. That's a little like hint for you. I want to pass it over to my other favorite badass producer, Bass Nectar, who also knows how to incredibly like work the blogging social media sphere and is huge in this influence. How does Bass Nectar sell like 1,000,000 copies the day like his new album launches? It's that I get an email in my email saying like, new Bass Nectar track, download this free song, and I go to the site, I download like 4 of the tracks, and then I'm like, dude, the rest of the 12 tracks on the album is here. I'm just gonna buy this right now. I love this, and I buy it the day of the album release, and I'm able to do that because I'm on his mailing list, and that's one of the things that I want to share with you is tip number 3. So now I guess you've seen like some pros that just absolutely tear up this blogging sphere, and maybe you're thinking like, yo, James, Carlos, I can never have a blog that like looks that good, right? They probably spend like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to like make their blog look so awesome. And I bet they spend like all night like typing in PHP code and like doing all of this. And that's what our platform is all about, is actually hooking you up with like a $5,000 valued blog for like nothing, right? We just want to like give you and give you these tools and resources so that you can have them, and you know, taking all of the pain out of it, you know, giving you the support team, so that you can call in and just have the technical team handle all the technical part for you, so you can just show up, publish your content, and make it look beautiful, and just have your audience go nuts and wild and crazy. Does that make sense?
Exactly.
Yeah. Any questions on that? So what I discovered back in Santa Cruz when we were trying to make, you know, our digital media network happen, and we were discovering all of the trials and tribulations, and I was going door to door with a camera and boom mic, you know, offering people that I would make a free video for them about their business if they let us work on their website. We realized that we needed one place where we can just pull all of the traffic, so that when we do make a video for someone's business or someone's brand, that it's not just out there on the internet all by its onesies, you know, all alone, but it's in a place where you can get traffic with eyeballs. So how does that happen? How do we get traffic to a website? How do you get, you know, hundreds, thousands, millions of views when you publish something online? Like what's that secret? What's that all about? You know? You're like, all right, it looks nice, it looks beautiful, but where are all the people? You know? So this is tip 3.
Ooh, this sounds like something I would want to take notes on.
For real, for real.
You want to write it on the board, man? Because this seems like you need a star by it.
Is this backwards?
No, actually, that's perfect.
You can see that?
Creatives Hangout. Kapow!
Because my screen is mirrored, so it looks backwards to me.
If you write the way you wrote that, it's perfect.
The way I wrote it? Awesome. Just take notes on this because it's going to be real simple. You can just memorize it. So, tip 1, you got to be all in. Tip 2, you got to blog daily. Tip 3.
Wait. Go back to 1. What exactly do you mean by all in?
All in is being committed with consistency and conviction. It's generally stated as a financial commitment, so it means being fully invested in your business. So if you have an option in your business to level up, it means fully level yourself up to the maximum level and make a commitment that you are going to fully level up, to be fully committed in that business. And you know, because you don't
people would take you more seriously, right?
Yeah. You don't want to like say you're a musician and then only show up with 5 strings on your guitar, you know, or you know, you just like, yeah, I just play the top 2 strings. You're like, yeah, you know, there's like this part of the neck up here that like you can get to. No, like if you're gonna be a musician, you fully commit to learning all of the scales and all of the modes, right? You're not just gonna say, you know, I'm just gonna play in E flat because I like the key of E flat. No, you're gonna learn about all of the different sharps and flats and key signatures that are all involved, right? You're gonna learn how to maximize your production force. You're gonna learn how to creatively collaborate with teams around the world. You're going to learn how to massively influence the planet positively. We have these courses for a reason, those network, and they're there for you, so that you can be, fully committed to your passion and your vision, and that your desire becomes manifest. So, what do you do after you blog, right? Is it just automatically going to get traffic on its own, or are you automatically going to turn into a blogging superstar? What you got to do is, and here's tip number 3, and if you do this, you will be able to just ascend into the infinite beyond of bliss, mastery, joy, abundance, and social popularity and proof. That's market daily, right? You gotta find your market, and you gotta get in front of them. This is like the note E, which is like the solar plexus. It's being that brilliant star that's shining with all the information out that people see, and they see it. They see your sign, they see your door, and they're drawn to it. They're drawn into it. So, ways to market, like I was pointing out, how Base Nectar is such a brilliant example of doing this, is I went to, this is just how it happened to me. This is how it happened to me. I was following Base Nectar on Facebook, and I got a comment on his. I read a comment that says, I can download some of his free music here. Clicked on the link. I had to enter my email into a form to be able to download the free music. That put me on a list. Like 9 months later or something, I get an email from him for more free music. I go and download it. I'm just like, buy the whole album, right? So how did that happen that I just bought his whole album? It's because of his marketing. Because I got put on his list. That specific type of marketing happened on Facebook, right? He opened up his market on his Facebook post when he had that link there where I clicked on it, I entered my email, and that was the marketing. That was me entering in the front door. So the next step after blogging is to build a list and do that through marketing. So you can market through classifieds. We're talking about the internet now, so we're talking about banner space, network sharing, solo ads, PPC. Really, Facebook is huge. YouTube, Google ads, and there's 1.5 million other ways that we describe and we talk about. I don't want to overwhelm you now, but you can just know what you need to be focused on. If you just want to focus on these 3 things: getting all in, blogging daily, and considering where you want your market to be. Where are you going to market? Where are you going to show up? Where's your front door going to be? Is it going to be on Facebook? Is it going to be doing dark posts or Facebook PPC? Is it going to be showing up at classifieds? Are you going to be in the newspaper? Are you going to be on the radio? I'm telling you, if you do that step of just calling up the newspapers and say, hey, I want to put an ad in your newspaper, and then in the newspaper ad, have a link that goes to your capture page, right? So people will read the newspaper ad, they'll go to the computer and they'll type in your URL, they'll go to your landing page, enter their email, get on your list, and then they'll be invited to like a hangout like this, and we'll solve all of their problems, right? So those are 3 tips. And I don't want to overwhelm you guys and give you the rest, the other 8. So what we're going to do is, for those that are like dying and curious and want to know more, we're actually going to have a private mastermind happening after this. And this is going to be only for people who are in the inner circle. So if you're in the inner circle, we're actually going to send you out a second link and you can get involved in this next hangout. We're going to be going over some other secret storytelling endeavors that are probably going to blow your brain. And
Hey James,
yeah,
before we cut out, I have somebody watching Ty, and he was telling me a little bit about his story. He went to Millikan and he's a trombone player, and he had he had like a question, if that's okay. Can we do this do we have time?
yeah, we got about like 7 minutes left in the hour. So while I answer these questions, if you're not in the inner circle right now, what you can do is you can just log into your back office or get back to the person who invited you to this call and go through the level up sequence and just hit the tab that will upgrade you to the inner circle, and then you'll be invited into this this other hangout. And even if you're just watching this recording, you can go back now and upgrade into the inner circle, and we'll send you the recording, and you'll get the info. So you want to make sure that you're in the inner circle mastermind, so you can come to this extra hangout and go fill out that right now. Okay, I'll answer this question.
Okay, so this is what Ty writes. I asked, what is it that you want to do? And he says, I'm honestly still figuring out what the direction I want to take with music in my life, but I think it's somewhere along the lines of creating music with other people and being able to perform it. So I asked him what his ideal day would be: waking up, getting prepared for the day, spending time with a close friend or two or three, listening to some music, practicing, playing with a band, and playing some original music, and play a show at night. And he says he's currently involved in several cover bands, and he knows it's not going to keep him satisfied forever. So creating new music is important to him. And so basically, like, what?
What was he playing? What's his instrument?
Trombone. We were actually in jazz band together. We were actually in jazz band together, and what he described, I feel like some people what he described, I feel and already know some people never already do, right?
Yeah, I mean, just being able to wake up. I mean, we do these hangout calls. I mean, I sleep in super late, and then I wake up halfway in the afternoon. Like, I flip open the hangout and kick it with Carlos, and we just like talk about music for a while. Like, there's nothing better than that. But to answer the question about playing with people and getting involved with people, because that's really, I think, especially if you're a trombonist, you don't really have I mean, I would love to see like a solo act with the trombone, just like kill it. But musicians and all artists, really, it's about collaboration, right? We become utterly, entirely more and more good at what it is that we do when we collaborate with each other, right? It's like the whole of the parts are greater. The whole is greater than the sum of the parts. That's the quote from Maharishi.
And hey, I know we have like just a couple minutes. I don't want to cut you off, but we have a couple minutes, and he's just basically says he came on the YouTube. He came and watched it later, so he missed the whole first half. And he says, I guess about the company in general, like he's not sure what Empower is. So in just like these brief minutes, how would you explain to Ty that's like doesn't really know what Empower is, just in a couple minutes?
Okay, yeah, check it out. I'll explain that, and I'll also answer.
Or what we can do is just hold another call like some other time, explaining what Empower is and explaining the events and stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll leave it to you.
What Empower is for me, and what I just did and used it for, it's a way to connect with all these different people around you who are like-minded and are connected and tuned into the same things you are. So I just posted a blog post where I just I did some beats and I did some synthesized stuff on my Korg here, and I uploaded it to my Empower Network blog. So now you can go onto my blog and you can download that track. So basically what my tracks are is I just play drums and bass. right? So I send my blog out to my homie who plays guitar. He goes over my blog, reads it, downloads the track, and then plays his guitar riff to my track, and then records it, posts it on his blog. Now on his blog, it's his guitar track with my drums and bass. I don't know, maybe next we'll add a trombone. But the reason why we blog about it and we don't just like send it through email is because every time we post a blog, we use keywords that rank in the search engines. We tag different things. We syndicate it through social media. And every time we do that, we're growing our network because more and more people, and we can track this using Google Analytics, more and more people start trafficking on the blog. And while they're on the blog, you know, they're getting information. They're like finding out about our brand. They're like, hey, this guy likes this kind of like weird music like I do. I'm gonna download his track, and then they get on your subscriber list, and then they find out, you know, more about you. So, what is Empower Network? It's, you know, it's not just the technology of the blogging platform. It's not just the people and all of the mentors and the leadership and you know, the guides here. Empower Network is really a technique that we practice. It's something that you commit to as a practice, like you'd commit to studying martial arts or jiu-jitsu or commit to practicing music. And it's learning these kind of like these mantras that we practice. So we have you know, blog daily, tell others, and get money. So this is the Empower Network technique, right? You continue to blog each day about who you are, about what you're passionate about, the things that light you up inside, that invigorate you, right? That other people are going to see and are going to be attracted to, and they're going to say, yeah, I want to download this guy's music. I want to learn from this guy. I want to show up to events with these people and be a part of this community. And as you tell other people through marketing, and we teach professional marketing here, so it's not like you have to go out and, you know, tell your friends and family and stuff. You know, this is learning professional marketing so that you can actually attract crowds of hundreds and thousands of people that show up at your events. Because, you know, especially if you're a musician or a performer, you understand the business marketing sides of things. That's what's going to make you successful. Because like I was saying earlier, you can play the most beautiful song, but if you don't understand the business and the marketing side of things, you're going to be dead in the water. So it's publishing, it's promoting, and it's prospering. It's just as simple as that. You know, if you're serious about going into publication and you want to publish and produce, you want to be a producer, you know, this is the gig to do it. So, does that answer your question? It's 9:01. So, yeah, I'm gonna close this hangout down, and like I'm super pumped up about this discussion, everything we've been going on about, and you know, I'm just gonna continue this going on for the Inner Circle Mastermind, and we're gonna dive into some other stories, and actually, you know, if we can if we got to, did you say you wanted to, like, we can like bring some people out, or actually we'll have some like more stories going on, and dive into what you've all been waiting for.
When do you want to do this next hangout? Because I have some people that would love to ask you some questions. And
right now. Right now.
We're doing the next one right now?
Yeah, you guys, do you want to take like a 5-10 minute break, and then we'll just do the next hangout?
Sounds good. We have Toby that is curious about how he can benefit his modeling career and how to expand his production team. So we'll be talking to Toby and Ty a little bit more on the next call.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll just take 5-10 minutes, and then I'll send out a new link for the next hangout, and then we'll bring other people on, and we'll have more of a hangout storytelling session.
Sounds good. See you guys in a few.
Cool. See you.
Thanks, James.
Yo, thank you.